Let's be honest, most people using AI animation tools are still doing things the slow way. And the worst part is, they don't even realize it. They generate one image, lock it in, and the moment something feels off, they start fighting the tool instead of using it properly. The pose feels wrong, the action doesn't match the dialogue, the scene doesn't feel natural. So what do? They regenerate everything and hope for the best. That's not a workflow, that's gambling. And if you've ever wondered why your animations feel stiff, inconsistent, or just slightly off, this is exactly why. Before we get into the right way to do this, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you actually want workflows that save time and scale. Now let's break this down properly. The first thing you need to understand is that everything starts with a strong base image. So log into Dzine AI and create a new project, then go straight to text to image. This step is not about perfection, it's about structure. Choose your style first, because style consistency is everything when you're working with multiple characters. There are a lot of styles available, but for this example, we're using Nano Banana Pro because it's clean, flexible, and works extremely well for animated scenes. Next, select your canvas size. If you're creating YouTube content, go with 16 by 9. If you're doing shorts, reels, or TikTok, choose 9 by 16. Decide this now, not later, because changing it after animation always causes problems. Once that's set, generate your base scene. Don't overthink the details at this stage. You're looking for good composition, clear characters, and enough space for movement. This image is your foundation. After the image is generated, this is where most people make the mistake of stopping. Instead, click the image you want to use and open the chat editor. This is where the real control lives. Inside the chat editor, you're no longer regenerating blindly. You're directing the scene. You can change the pose of a character, adjust the action, refine or completely swap the background, add another character to the scene, or reposition elements so the scene actually makes sense. This is the difference between creating images and directing animation. Instead of starting over every time something feels off, you make controlled changes. Once the scene looks right and feels intentional, you lock it in. Now you're ready to think in scenes instead of images. From here, you can build multi-character setups without breaking style consistency. This works whether you're creating a podcast-style conversation with 2 people talking back and forth, a food vlog with 4 friends sitting around a table, reacting and taking turns speaking, or a sports interview where one person asks questions and the other responds. Same base image, controlled changes, same visual identity. That's how you scale content without it looking messy. Once your scene is ready, it's time to bring it to life. Scroll down and click Lip Sync. First, you need to decide who speaks first, because timing matters more than anything in multi-character animation. Choose your first character, then decide how you want to add the voice. You can use text-to-speech and pick from the built-in voices, or you can upload your own voiceover if you already have audio recorded. Generate the first voice and let it finish completely. Then add the second voice, and this is the step most people mess up. You need to drag the second voice clip to the end of the first one, so the characters are not talking at the same time. If you leave them overlapping, the scene immediately feels amateur. Clean dialogue flow is what makes the animation believable. Once the voices are placed correctly, you can fine-tune the timing. Add small pauses if needed. Let reactions breathe, and make sure the conversation feels natural instead of rushed. Dzine AI automatically matches facial movement to the audio, which saves you an insane amount of time compared to older tools. When everything feels right, confirm the sequence. Now switch to Pro Mode. This step is not optional. Pro Mode is what adds real body movement, natural head motion, and expressive gestures. Without it, characters still feel stiff. Generate again and watch the difference. This is the moment where the animation stops feeling like AI and starts feeling like an actual scene. At this point, you should notice how much time you're saving. You're not rebuilding images, you're not fixing broken sync, and you're not fighting the tool. You're directing it. Text to image sets the base. The chat editor directs the scene. Lip sync brings the characters to life. And Pro Mode adds realism. Once you understand this flow, multi-character animation becomes simple, repeatable, and scalable. This is how creators are producing more content without sacrificing quality. If you want the full prompt, the complete workflow, and deeper breakdowns you can reuse again and again, join our community using the link in the description. That's where everything lives. And that's how you stay ahead instead of catching up.
I'm just going to say it straight. If your AI animation still looks stiff, awkward, or fake, it's not the tool, it's your workflow. Most creators are using powerful animation tools like it's 2022 and then wondering why nothing looks right.
Painful is putting it lightly. It was basically generate one image, lock it in, and the moment something felt off, wrong pose, weird angle, bad spacing, you were stuck.